Hello, I'm Ian Villalobos, and this is my first journal entry of this semester. First of all, sorry for the lightning because it is pretty dark in here, but it's the best that I can do. So I'm sorry, but let's start. Well, in this unit we studied language and media and how influential language is on a lot of topics. For example, language and gender, language and politics, language and immigration topics. So it was a variety of topics in which language plays a very important role in how influential media is in our world. So it was useful and interesting to know that. I think that I was like a very selective and critical consumer of media previously, but now with this unit I totally get more informed about the topics and more informed about the different aspects of the language that makes for example a speech completely different to another, and the goals of the people that are into media. So it was very interesting. According to my planning process, my objective as always was to speak more fluently and with more confidence, because I get really nervous when I have to do things like this, for example, or to make oral presentations. So I get pretty nervous. So to be honest, I didn't have the time or the head to to provide you with a concrete evidence, but I think that I have been trying to talk more in class and participate more, and also to be more optimistic and to get more motivated and confident about my own performance, to not be so insecure about my performance or my performances in classes, the way that I speak, the way that I present myself. So those are aspects that I have to improve, but I think that I have been improving quite a lot in that aspect. And how I think that I get myself more motivated. I don't know, by myself. I command myself to participate more in class, and I think that I have been doing that with more confidence. Well, according to the feedback session, my task, the weaknesses of my task were mainly the formality of my writing, because I still have problems with writing in a more formal way, because I tend to write in the way that I speak, and sometimes I don't put more depth in certain topics, and I am a little superficial sometimes, so I have to improve that too. So that can be maybe my next goal for the next semester, that I have to improve my writing skills, because they are not bad, but they can be better in terms of formality. In terms of the teaching reflection, I think that I still think that the circle in the classroom, for example in the EFL classes, is very useful. It's still very useful. And also the cards activity that Camilo provided to us, and he showed us this activity, and it was very entertaining and interesting in order to engage students to learn English in a fun way, and also to have like a record or yes, a record. I don't know if that is the right is the right word, but to get to know your students and the achievements or of your students by technology. So it was a very interesting activity. And also, the academic phrase bank was very useful to me, for me, because, for example, Camilo, I think that I uploaded the part of academic phrase bank, and it was very useful when I had to write my task. I had the academic phrase bank printed, and next to that I have my netbook, so I was writing, copying the phrases, the formal phrases to start a sentence, the introduction. So I was very guided by that, and it was very useful to me. And I think that the teaching practices of the EFL are good, but I don't know if I can take, for example, the circle to every context, because, for example, I have my environment and background of my ELAB now. I am in a very vulnerable school, but extremely vulnerable, like very, very vulnerable. So it is very difficult to work with the same techniques or teaching practices that I have observed in the university in this context that I am now. So I think that some teaching practices are very useful, but I think that I will get to know my context in the future first, and then create or come up with activities or practices that are more close to the context, and also to improve it. And that's it. So thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye.